Okay, folks, I wanted to call your attention to this week's assignments and give you a sneak peek for next week as well. First assignment you have is Chapter 3, Supply-Demand Theory, and then Chapter 4, Prices Free, Controlled, and Relative. But you got to make sure that you're doing the readings first before you jump right in with the graded assignments. And I can tell just by looking at the way people have answered some of these that it's pretty clear some folks are not reading those chapters, or at least they're reading them, but they're not reading them thoroughly. And remember, even if you didn't buy a physical textbook, it's not necessary because you have your electronic textbook right here. Just click on View Table of Contents. If you click on one of the chapters, it will appear as flash paper on your screen. And then you can just pick where you want to go inside the textbook. Okay? The other thing, next week is Chapter 5 and Chapter 20. That is not a mistake. That's because chapters 6 through 19 are macroeconomic chapters, which we're not going to cover. So don't be put off by the jump in the chapter numbers. By the way, if you're using a physical textbook that have chapter numbers that don't match up with this, that's because you bought a different version of the text. That's okay, as long as it's economics by Roger Arnold, 10th edition, you're in good shape. Just look at the chapter titles and ignore the chapter numbers if you bought a different book than I told you to buy, okay? In addition to that, our first regularly scheduled exam is next week. And I actually have given you a practice exam before that. And when you take the practice exam, of course, the results will be made known to you immediately, all right? And if you just hover over it like I just did a moment ago, you'll see a little description. Part of the description is chopped off because of the section of the screen that I'm taking a screen capture of, but basically tells you what's on the practice test, test your understanding of marginal analysis, including the choice of rational consumers and the concept of diminishing marginal benefit and increasing marginal cost, etc., etc. Okay? The first exam is scheduled for Sunday, November the 10th. That means that's the deadline. That's not the date that you have to wait to take it. So I have a certain protocol that I observe with my examinations. First of all, their time, and you can see that indicated there by the date stamp. And the second thing is they're locked, meaning you have to actually request a password to get into them. This is to prevent students from quote unquote accidentally clicking on the exam. I used to get a lot of that. It's really a way. Sometimes students do this genuinely by mistake, but sometimes other students are a little less scrupulous and just want to take a sneak peek at the exam, well, and then claim that it was an accident. Well, that's not fair. So this is one way to prevent that. You have to ask for a password. I'll give you a password. And then there can't be any accidents, because if you accidentally started the exam, you accidentally also typed in the password. There's quite a few accidents to happen there. Anyhow, it's open 72 hours before the exam begins, so back that up. Saturday, Friday, Thursday, that means the exam opens Thursday at 11:45 p.m. That means you have effectively all day Friday, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday to take it. So 1 weekday and two weekend days, all right? Couple of other things, though, that I think are worthy of note, and I wanted to just draw your attention to them here in just a moment. The first is the grades tab. You want to make sure to go ahead and be reviewing your grades on a regular basis, all right? And when you click on the grades tab, you'll see all grades for all assignments, including exams, up to the point at which you clicked on the grades tab. And the other thing is the My Practice Reviews. These My Practice Reviews are interesting because they are designed by Applia for you personally. They are not generic practice reviews. So essentially, Applia takes all of your answers for all your homework assignments, it evaluates them, and then it presents you with a set of questions that are based on the questions that you missed when you did the homework assignments. So these are really excellent tools that you can use to prepare yourself for the examination. And I like to tell students that because invariably I get questions from students saying, what else can I do to better prepare for the exam? I think that's a legitimate question, and that's one of the things that you can do. In addition to reading the chapters, in addition to taking notes, in addition to viewing the videos that are available inside Eagle Online. But in addition to that, there's also something called office hours which is available when you sign in to cengagebrain.com. It's all the way to the bottom of the screen. There are mini video clips that were designed by the author of the textbook, which makes them even that much more valuable. And also there is something called Economics USA, which is, it spells the S using a dollar sign symbol. You can just Google that. Economics USA is a project of the CPB Annenberg project, which is public broadcasting, that is designed about, I would say, 24 or more full-length journalistic style videos that cover a whole host of economics topics, many of which we cover in this course. There won't be enough videos in there to cover every single topic that we cover, but they're worthwhile. I don't include them in this course specifically because it's a copyright violation for me to put them inside Eagle Online, but that doesn't prevent me from talking about that as a potential side aid for you. So it's not a requirement that you visit Economics USA or view the videos, but if students want additional resources, that's certainly a place where you can look. All right, and just remember, we're not going to worry about the discussions tab or even the course materials tab, so you can ignore those. And this video will be followed by subsequent videos and other emails to come this week. Take care, and in the meantime, best wishes and good luck.